Congratulations on making the FC Disruptors 2020 list. You are 4 of the 25 on the list. And the way we define disruptors is really people who shift the landscape. Artists who take risks and sort of, as T.S. Eliot said, disturb the universe. All
Mhm.
four of you, in your own way, have disturbed the universe. So I want to start by asking, what makes you who you are? What is the one thing that allows you to take the risks that you have, and deliver the performances that you have in this very, very difficult year?
I started last year. So basically, I have a clean slate. I can experiment and take up whatever I'm interested in. So I don't know about the risk as much. For me, it was more of experiment. And I think since I'm new to it, nobody's expecting anything from me. So I think I took that as an advantage and just, played with it and had fun with all the characters I had. So, yeah.
How do you define fearlessness? Is that like when you go on a set, are you never afraid? Is that what it is? Or
For me personally, I've never been the kind to think too much about and be scared and get into something. If that's the case, I would have never auditioned for Kumbalangi Nights
right?
ever. It just happened in a whim. I just sent a mail, and honestly, after everything was done, after the movie got out, that's when I started realizing and getting scared of what I did. So for me, the scary part comes after the movie's out, when I actually think that I did something like that. So my process is very very ulta when you think about it. So for me, it's always been like that. So I think in anything, not just in movies, so I've carried that to movies as well, so, and it worked really well for me.
Anna, the everyone keeps talking about Malayalam cinema now and how it's changed over the past 10, 15 years. Has the Malayalam film heroine changed, in your opinion? One of the great losses of today's session is that we were not able to get Manju Warrior on board, because she was one of the disruptors, and we were really, really hoping that she could make it. And unfortunately, there was a timing clash, and with so many people, we had to just she couldn't make it. But I was going to ask you, even with Manju's generation, compared to then, compared to what she was able to do. Of course, she did remarkable films, but what I'm saying is, in the general heroine space that she occupied versus what you see today, what's the difference?
I'll have to say, like you said, during Manju Ma'am's period, there have been wonderful movies. And even if you look a little further back also, there have been very strong women characters. So many senior actors done wonderful work. But somewhere in between, there was a shift towards the commercial side of movies, where it's all about the business and making money. But I think we realized that that's not what we're really looking for, because there's so many other mediums who's constantly making money. But movie is, for us, in heart is art, and we really appreciate it, and we really want to make wonderful movies. So I think everybody's realizing the fact that that's what it is all about. And we've been fortunate to get spaces to experiment and do different characters. And Manju Ma'am is somebody I look up to so much, because growing up, I've seen all of her movies. I'm a huge fan. And, so she inspires most of us to just, make our own space and just put our foot down on characters, that this is what you want to do, and wait until you get something that you can like prove yourself that there's a space for you as well. So I think it's constantly changing and evolving. And there are strong characters here and there. And I think right now, the platform that we have, which is accessible to everybody, I think everybody's watching our movies. It's a very small industry, but it's reaching everywhere. And we're so excited about the fact that people from all over are watching our movie and giving us feedbacks. And it's like, so my dad also is from the industry, but when he was doing movies, he never had this conversation from abroad where they watch movies, like they rave about it or nothing like that. So he was telling me recently, like, that my generation's been very fortunate to have a platform like Netflix or Amazon, where everybody can watch the movies and there's no language barrier as such. There's subtitles, everybody can understand everything. And he feels like we got really lucky with that, because there's so many gems, like 20 years back, and it's all wonderful movies, but still nobody has discovered it. But yeah, I think we are in a really good time, and my colleagues, we are all very fortunate to have worked with people who are open-minded and giving space for everybody and all that.
It's been a very rough year for Bollywood. It's been a lot of there's a lot of negativity, a lot of trolling, and I was wondering, do you, before you say your piece, do you think about how that might impact on your career or on the brands that you have? Do you think it through now, because it's become so kind of polarized and just vicious?
I really agree to that, and because everybody is like in a woke nature right now, they want to call out people, and they just sit back and just say point fingers, and then that's it. They don't do anything about it, and I think that is very stupid, and that's very selfish of one to think like that. And I think, and we've got enough time to sit and introspect what we are and what all we are doing, what are we doing right and wrong, and everybody's been home and they've been so frustrated. They've been releasing it all out on all the social platforms, and I think maybe that might have helped them to at least calm them down a little bit. So probably 2021 people might be much nicer, I feel. I hope, at least, because that's what we really need, because people been against each other quite a bit, and we've all seen how it's going, and it's not going great at all. So I think that's what we really need to work towards, and it shouldn't just be restricted in a thought. It should actually come out as an action. And for me personally, it's been a lot of introspection, what I want in life, and especially career wise and otherwise as well. And it has given me enough time. I think I was one among the fortunate ones to be okay during the pandemic, but we have so many people who've been suffering, and so many different problems been happening, and we've been all listening to it, and we know what is happening out there right now when we are in our home. There are so many things outside that has been bothering for a while, but it's visible now because we had more time with us. So I think we should all keep that in mind and be mindful about the things that we're going to do ahead. And just as we go about our lives, just keep in mind that there are people suffering, there are people going through a different thing than us. So we have to keep all that in mind and be more sensitive about these things, and not just call out and say names and just be rude. I think that has to change, and it's high time.
Yeah, just be nicer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
kind.